Today we're going to take a closer look at the framing of this detached accessory dwelling unit. On previous episodes, we looked at what it took to excavate the site, stabilize it in the very wet soils, and come back with some structural fill and form and pour our foundation work on top. We've got a beautiful retaining wall now that is setting back the upslope side of the site. And on the downslope side of that retaining wall, we are now building and framing our detached accessory dwelling unit. It was an incredibly happy day when the 5 curved glulam beams arrived on site. We were able to swing them the same day that they arrived and place them on their posts and on the back side of the retaining wall. And all of a sudden it transformed into an interesting and unique interior environment as soon as we had done that. We're also framing some high-performance exterior envelope walls, which basically means it will exceed the code requirements for insulation. And with it backing into the slope in the way that it is, it will be an incredibly energy-efficient home. Up until now, we've had a lot of fun playing in the dirt during the wet season, but now that we're out of the ground and stabilized, it is so much fun to see this project come to life. In addition to having a highly insulated curved green roof, we are also creating high-performance walls around the shell of this structure. And one of the elements within that are zip panels. It acts as sheathing, but also as the water and air vapor barrier between the cladding that we're going to put on it and the interior of the home. So traditionally, you might see that a house is sheathed on the outside with standard sheathing, wood panels, and then wrapped with, more likely than not, a product called Tyvek. As opposed to doing that, we selected to go with zip panels, which basically combines those two elements into one. The zip panels that you see installed will then have a special tape adhesive that will seal the entire shell of the building, and that way we would be able to then add our rock wool on the exterior and our cladding in a way that really allows for a vented wall assembly that will keep the interior cool during the summer and warm in the winter.
Okay, my name is Hermilo Martinez. My business name is Emmanuel Structures LLC. I have been doing this business since 2003. So you know, it's gonna be kind of a curved beams, which I've never worked with it. Curved roof. I mean, it's kind of a little tricky, but it's really good, really interesting building, interesting design, interesting engineering design and everything. It's just fun. It's fun. Well, you know, it's really good to have a design like that, because we didn't expect those kind of posts, those beams. So it's pretty high, and then it's a challenge. But you know, every time you're working with a good architect, with a good engineer, so it's good to work on this kind of projects, because you get a knowledge, and you can do everything you want.
I made the call to actually lift the curved beams up just a little bit higher. They're now sitting on top of the retaining wall as opposed to being hung off the sides. And the reason I did that is to leverage the space between the bottom of that ceiling and the top of our low ceilings to create sleeping lofts. It added more usable space within it. So sometimes the design process occurs even while you're in construction. And to do that, you have to have a little bit more agility and opportunity to be sure everyone is aligned and coordinated. But in the end result is worth it. Because this is my own home and I do have a limited budget like most all of my clients, there have been some design decisions and some prioritization that had to occur. But I'm happy to say that we were able to reconcile the project scope and budget, especially during these interesting times that we live in. And I don't think the integrity of the project at all has been compromised. I think that's what comes with leading an architect-led design-build firm. It's design first.